You know, as a creative small business owner, that you need to be out there launching, which is a fancy way of saying having marketing campaigns going about your products, your services, and your offers in order to make sure people actually know about them. But big launches done well take it out of you. And I don't know about you, but mama gets tired of it here. So if there were a way to quit rewriting sales copy and lean on sustainable marketing systems, all while ensuring that your audience has this Aladdin magic carpet overview of all the things that you put out there and the things you actually do, would you want in on it? If that sounds like a dream, by the end of this video, you will have 3 ideas that you can employ for your evergreen marketing and launch strategies. These are tips and strategies that we've given to copywriting clients and launch consulting clients to make sure that they are taking their evergreen products and services and getting them out there in front of their audience. Hit that like button if this sounds like a plan and something that you need. Also, stay tuned till the end. I'm going to tell you about how we repurposed essentially an entire funnel, and it ended up leading to a $250,000 launch, all while I was pretty much laying horizontal on the couch with a green face from morning sickness and trying to move cities, which was a bear of an undertaking. I kind of forgot that moving was difficult. I'll take you behind the scenes on that as well. Let's go. Hey there, I'm Ashlyn Carter, and I have helped thousands of creative entrepreneurs like you make more money with their words as a conversion copywriter and launch strategist. In this video, I'm going to take you through some ideas for how you can launch your evergreen products and offers so you can sell the heck out of your tried and true bread and butter offers. It is high time to let your marketing copy work hard so you don't have to all the dang time. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I create videos like this every single week, and you can look down below and hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it to get notified when these videos drop. Okay, first things first, idea number 1. This is my ride or die tip, kind of a secret sauce tip that I don't talk about all the time, but here you go. Enter the long-term nurture sequence that guides your audience, your new subscribers, through every single one of your offers, or as we call it around here on the agency side of my business, the LTN. We have built LTNs and drafted all of the copy for so many clients. We've also consulted clients who already kind of have the pieces and the copy through how to structure this, so let me tell you more about it. This is essentially a super long email sequence that is running in the background of your business while you're creating other offers and promoting other offers. Because as a new subscriber or a new audience member in your universe, I need you to at least tell me about all the different things that you do and give me a chance to raise my hand and say, yeah, that's for me, I need that. So the other week, I was speaking at the School of Styling in New Orleans, and I was laughing with another one of the speakers. I think we've all had that moment in business where somebody says, you do XYZ? I had no idea you even offer that. It's happened to me in the past. Comment below if you've ever had that moment before. I think sometimes we're doing the thing and providing the offer so often that we forget that some people don't even know that we provide it. Okay, so let's fix that with this LTN. First up, I want to talk through how to set up this LTN sequence. Step number 1 is to identify what evergreen offers you have in your product and service suite or your offer ladder. So if you're a service-based business, what different buckets of offers do you provide to your clients? Quick distinction, I'm not talking so much about tiers within those offers, like different price points of the big offer itself, but I'm talking more offers that are driven specifically to a certain type of customer or audience member and different ideal client audience member for each one. What all of those offers or services do you have? Let me give you an example for a calligrapher. You may have that full soup to nuts wedding invitation suite, and then over here you offer envelope calligraphing services that you'll do for any event, wedding or not. Maybe as a third offer, you have semi-custom invitations for different kinds of parties or birth announcements. Do you offer day rates or mini sessions? If you offer products, physical or digital, what kinds of lines or collections or product suites in and of themselves do you have? If you've never really drafted this out in your business before, it's a great exercise, but specifically for the purpose of creating this LTN, you gotta have that in front of you. The long-term nurture sequence's job then is to come in and introduce somebody with the wind up and the pitch for each of these evergreen offers. I'm a pen and paper kind of girl. It helps to write this out just with scratch paper, how you would move them through and what you would pitch them to, and then the next, and then the next. Now, I have had clients go up their offer ladder. I have clients say that they would rather go down their offer ladder through this. Totally dealer's choice. That is a you thing to decide. It kind of works different based on your business. Okay, at this point, you've got it drafted and you kind of see this sequence that you're taking people through. So now let's fill in the different points of that. For each offer in itself, here is what I recommend. Start with your pre-launch or nurture emails. Pitch to some sort of hype piece or central thing that you're using as the vehicle to communicate the offer. Maybe it is a challenge or an evergreen webinar, or maybe it's just a video that you have, a sales video where you can really talk it up and explain what's inside that offer. I have tons of ideas for different kind of hype pieces that I talk about. If you're inside Prime to Launch, you know what I'm talking about. After you pitch that hype piece, you're gonna then have the sales sequence. And I would maybe recommend some variations on that based on if they wanted to get in on the hype piece or they just straight up wanna hear about the offer, pitch it to them. Obviously, after that, whether they take you up on it or not, you're gonna push them into a delivery sequence, or you're gonna push them into, here's what comes next, the buffer sequence. Between each big offer that you're pushing out there and talking about from a sales standpoint, you're gonna have a moment in there where you're just straight up serving. You're bringing out your greatest hits, your best newsletters, your best past content, podcast recordings, episodes, blogs that you've done. You're just serving like crazy. For these buffer sequences, I would recommend no less than at least 3 different emails that go to them just straight from a service standpoint. Getting to know them, trying to get your best content in front of them and really help them out. You're gonna repeat this for every offer that you have. So after your welcome sequence brings people in, then I would push them into some sort of a buffer sequence. After that, bring them into your first offer for some sort of evergreen product that you have. So that pre-launch, the sales sequence, all the way through to then a buffer sequence where we just chill out and we serve them until we introduce them into the next one. All these little chunks of emails string together to form your long-term nurture sequence. You may want to consider going ahead and keeping your weekly newsletter going out on a steady day of the week while you have this running. You may consider pulling them all the way through the LTN before you drop them into your weekly newsletter. It's kind of up to you. We've had clients do both. We've also had clients have a 6-month campaign for this, a 3-month campaign, a 12-month campaign. These are all things you need to decide. Also, I just want to say, I know the lighting is shifting. New office props. I'll figure it out. 2 bonus tips for you. Number 1, obviously in an ideal world, they would enter in at the top of your offer ladder and go through in that dream order that you recommended. But that's not gonna happen because it's not a perfect world. Some people are gonna come right smack dab in the middle with one of your offers. Some people are gonna come and buy your highest ticket item first. You need to think about these things as you're installing this email copy and make sure that the automations that you have set up in ConvertKit or whatever it is that you're using actually help trigger these for different people at different times. So don't pitch them on something that they either definitely don't need, you know they don't need it because they've already gotten to work with you at a higher level, or you know it's something that they've purchased. The second bonus tip I have for you here is you could absolutely tack on to the end of this LTN sequence any emails that you put out there that you love, like weekly newsletters you crank out, you think they're great, tack them on to the end. Essentially, we've done that before and done it for clients. I call that a bottomless broadcast campaign, and you can essentially add to it forever if you wanted to. Okay, so by now, at the end of this first idea, you at least have that offer roadmap written out, and you've got a couple of dozen, maybe even more emails that you could string together to form this long-term nurture sequence. Give yourself time to implement. Don't be hard on yourself. This is quite an undertaking, but I promise once you do it, once you spend the time building it out, it really can do a lot of the heavy lifting, introducing people to your different offers while you just focus on whatever is in front of you that actually needs your focus and your attention, instead of trying to keep up all the time with making sure that everybody who's on your list has heard about your offers. You know me, if there's a way to figure out how to make digital marketing more sustainable, I'm gonna do it. Okay, idea number 2, I want you to insert one of these evergreen offers into one of your 4 quarterly champagne campaigns in a year. So you've got this long-term nurture sequence running in the background. Then what I want you to do is look at your 4 big marketing campaigns a year, take one of those things that you're always providing and pop it in one of those 4 spots. I love this P.T. Barnum quote that says, without publicity, a terrible thing happens, nothing. The reason that live launches and marketing campaigns work so well is because they make noise, they're loud. And if you've got this great product or service and you don't make a big stink about it a few times a year, then people just don't know about it. I teach this inside my Prime to Launch curriculum, so if you're in PTL, you know about this, but I highly recommend having 4 massive go big or go home campaigns a year. That's it, just 4. And I want you to go all in, all chips on the table for those moments. You can sprinkle in other spotlights and campaigns in the midst of that, but these 4 are gonna be loud. But don't forget, even if something is evergreen, it can still go in one of these spots. So a few tactical tips on how to do this. Still build out the pre-launch content for it, backing up from wherever that launch date is and making sure that you're priming people for that offer, again, like we talk about inside PTL. Also, simply because the offer is on Evergreen, you're gonna have to add in something to make the offer juicy. Maybe it's a featured bonus or a flash sale or some kind of extra coaching component. You gotta do something, because if it's offered there regularly, to have the integrity to pull it in and launch it, I at least would recommend that you bolster it up a little bit. Okay, idea number 3, hold a lazy launch or product spotlight on one of your evergreen products, services, or offerings. I mentioned this at the top of the video, but in October, a couple of months ago, we launched my signature program, Copywriting for Creatives. It is my baby, but I was in my first trimester of a second pregnancy, and we were in the midst of moving cities with a rental home in between. Copywriting for Creatives is not evergreen, but this was my first lazy launch, so I still wanted to use it as a case study and talk to you about it. What I learned is launching this way is so helpful if from a health standpoint, a mental health standpoint, whatever it is, you just are not at full capacity to go all in on a live launch. Let me caveat this by saying I don't think a lazy launch will work if it hasn't gone into play multiple other times and you've done the research and all of the practice to figure out if this offer works, if the marketing message is communicated well. But if you've got all of that dialed in and you've done this before, we had launched CFC. This was our 9th launch of Copywriting for Creatives. So at some point you get to a place where you can afford to do a lazy launch, and I recommend you do it. Warren Buffett said, "Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree long ago," and I feel like that's what this launch is. It was financially successful because we had done so much work. So here's how it worked as we ran this lazy launch, which I would recommend you at least keep as an idea to back pocket for someday when you're gonna need it, because I think you will. What we did is go all in on the hype piece. So for this product launch, the hype piece was the webinar. I knew that I was gonna go all out and put all my energy into showing up for live workshops and being able to teach those and really be present for the people. The things I didn't worry about, I hardly posted on social media about this launch at all. I didn't rewrite the whole sales page, and I definitely didn't rewrite the whole email funnel. In fact, we basically lifted and repurposed the email funnel from a past launch altogether. Let me get tactical again and tell you that from an email marketing standpoint, if you're considering doing a lazy launch on an evergreen product, I would do one of 2 things with your email campaigns. One is you could do what we did and again lift that past funnel and drop it in, take all of those email marketing components that you had, rework them, make sure that they're updated for the current season and whatever's going on in the world, but use those. Option number 2 you could do with your email marketing copy is pick 5 days and communicate a different story or strategic message on each of those 5 days and drive to that sales page. So instead of turning on your old funnel in this version of a lazy launch, you would have to write 5 entirely new emails that you haven't written before, but that's a lot easier than going in your whole entire launch, all chips on the table. Again, if you like this idea of a lazy launch, if it appeals for you, my biggest recommendations are put in the work when you've got the energy, when you can give it your all, go for it, because you never know when you're going to be able to repurpose that and use it during a time when you just can't. Like I said earlier, in October, I could barely do anything, and I was so grateful to have this that I could pull out. Yes, the funnel needs to be built, but the real onus on you is to just repurpose any of the messaging that needs a refresh, or rewrite those 5 emails if you're just gonna do a week of a spotlight, show up for the hype piece, and that's it. Want even more ideas about launching and creating a pre-launch campaign that gets people salivating over your offers? I would encourage you to check out my Prime to Launch playbook. This is my answer to how to strategize, organize, and craft marketing content that power glides into your upcoming launch. It is full of launch calendar timeline templates, weekly content planning templates, and so much more. You can head to primetolaunch.com, or I will add the link below if you want to check it out. If you liked this video, let me know by clicking the like button, subscribing it, and commenting below helpful. And any questions that you have, I always love to answer those for y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Here's to you working from a place of more rest, less hustle, and I'll see you in the next video.